I'm a shonen addict, and I spent the last 21 years of my life avoiding slice of life anime like it's the plague. But it's time for change. That's right, I'm watching Slice of Life. But rather than just watching one series and getting a feel for the genre, I decided to do this in the dumbest way possible. I spent a week watching nothing but Slice of Life anime all day, every day. Saying it out loud somehow makes it seem even dumber. First off, I needed only the best of the best anime, some that are really the essence of Slice of Life. So I googled top Slice of Life anime of all time and I clicked the first link. This list looked reasonable and this idea seemed possible. But to make it not literal torture, I limited myself to only half the first season. But don't get me wrong, it's still gonna be bad. About 75 hours total over the course of 7 days. So about 11 hours a day. Yeah, this seems reasonable. But first I have to spin the wheel. Okay, I'm gonna spin the wheel now. Alright, lucky star. How many episodes does that have? Oh boy, a 24 episode right off the bat. It's kinda hoping to ease into this, but I guess okay, tails I flip again, heads I stay on the same thing. Okay. Hey, tails! First off, the most important thing in any anime, the opening. A strong 7. And before you get mad at me, this is what my numbers mean. However, after the opening, I was met with the reality of what I'd be doing for the next week. You see, I didn't really know anything about these anime. I was expecting some sort of story setup or character introduction. Instead, for the first anime of my first day, I was met with 7 minutes straight of food debate. Wow, 5 hours of this shit, huh? That's crazy. I don't actually know about this anymore. At this point I realized, it became very apparent to me very quickly that there was simply no plot, only silly little jokes. I'm gonna call these types of anime skit anime, and I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't enjoy Lucky Star to some level, but I mean it was really just 24 skits thrown at me per episode, loosely tied together with a school setting. I just simply wasn't prepared for this off the bat. I was on the verge of tears. And I watch Family Guy funny moments. I should be built for this. My brain is already a puddle, but it felt like I was getting disoriented. It didn't help that they were just throwing in a couple things just for fun.
Brought the mood down. I bet you're a really good cook, Tsukasa.
Who the is that? I'm sure you're thinking, this is literally the first anime. Why are you cracking? Well, besides sitting down for 5 hours straight just watching this, I had a rule that would continue to make this idea a test of patience and willpower. I had a no skip rule. See, in order to experience the full depth of these anime, I decided I wouldn't skip anything. But once again, not a problem for a decently paced, well-made anime. The real problem I faced with this anime was the jokes. And I'm gonna guess it's because it's an older anime, but the jokes kind of stayed. It didn't leave, which is why I feel like it's fine for a regular guy starting a non-marathon journey. I just don't think this is the type of anime that needs your full attention all the time. But it had my attention the entire time, and with a brutal start like this, I was a bit off. Free me! Free me! Bad rule, bad idea. Bad idea maybe as a whole. I was starting to think this whole project would just simply be torture, but the show at the end held me together, and I was able to finish out the first anime. Ooh, yippee, yippee! But I will be ranking this meh, which is not bad. Take a look at my prestigious ranking system. Better than numbers, it's just how I felt, which is this whole thing, by the way. I've seen nothing, I know nothing. This is just me with my dumb first watch surface level opinions. What I'm saying is, please don't be mad at me. I'm just a man. Okay, 13. Not bad. Admittedly, I'm a bit whittled down at this point, more than I should be. I was really thinking, what's the point of continuing if I'm just gonna be this upset? But Book of Friends saved this idea, saved my sanity, saved my life, really. For the opening of this one, strong 6, but as soon as I saw the opening, I knew this was gonna be some prime time slice of life with a twist. What I didn't expect even more was what the twist would be. What is that? What the f? Did they run out of designs already? After being chased down by some monsters called yokai, the main character meets a cat yokai, dumbass, and finds out why he's being attacked. It turns out his grandmother was just beating up yokai and enslaving them, just straight up. She took their names and put them in this thing called the Book of, and now he has to use the Book of to return the names of all the yokai. And after being dragged through the mud for 5 hours, just in the trenches, Natsume was a good change. This anime was made in 2008 and it felt like it. And once I cooled off and opened back up to the idea of liking anything, it had its moments, especially the last episode I watched with the bird lady, kind of made me tear up a bit. But then I had a thought. Can't he just use the Book of to simply solve these issues? What's this guy's problem? The MC's grandmother was simply too good at beating up yokai. She had all of them in the book, and I'm watching this guy struggle with yokai and refusing to use the book to control them because of morals or whatever. Like, bro, fight back. What are you doing? Yeah, this seems like a good one. I enjoyed it. I rated it good to great. It's a great concept. The only thing is it has 6 seasons. Why? Okay, next one is going to be... Great. Another 22 episode. Yippee. I have a lot to say about this one. I didn't know a story about a lazy guy meeting a girl and solving mysteries could be so upsetting. Okay, a couple things to get out of the way before I start. The opening, 6.5. And the story had a bit more to it. I was a bit distraught during the setup because I just simply didn't care. And also another reason, but I'm getting into that. Once I got into the uncle plot and they started making progress and working through things, I was invested. The problem is that by that point, it was already too late. I was already bored and I had already picked up a few things that I couldn't unsee or unhear. Throw one more sound effect at me. Throw one more sound effect. No, throw one more sound effect. It felt like they were just as bored making it as I was watching it and started throwing things on the screen. It's not that they looked bad, but it was just a bit much. And once I started to notice it, I started to notice the music. The classical music they were using combined with the other irritations became a bit much. Oh my God, if I hear this classical music over this dumbass shit one more time. I don't care, nobody cares. I don't care. But what really got to me was her. Like I said, I don't know anything about this series. I don't know if this is a beloved character or if others feel the way I did about her. I don't know if I'll be called mean names, but in the moment, it felt like she was the worst. And I would never hope for somebody to die. But I hate her! I hate her! Because she's just so curious, and he has to solve the mystery because she's just so curious. And heaven forbid she actually think about it for herself, which is actually fair because the questions she asked were actually insane. I didn't even know her name because I didn't need to, because I was angry and my anger speaks 100 syllables per second. What? That doesn't even make sense. That's less words. Whatever, never mind. And just to be clear, I get it. It just wasn't fun to watch. I was angry and I went to bed angry, and in case you couldn't tell, I'm still a bit angry. I rated it mad to good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a bit angry, to be honest. Happy day, happy day. Oh, you have to be kidding me. Let's spit again. Okay. You win some, you lose some, and I lost my mind watching 213 minutes of another skit anime, the longest anime on this list, and I felt it. This one was a bit weird because first off, what is this? What is it? Why is it her father? Who thought of this? Who made this? Who drew? Who animated this? I don't know. The fact that it talks and it's on a leash doesn't really add up to me very well.
Tell me, do you like cats?
Yeah, see, that doesn't feel right. Forget explaining whatever this anime is. It's just another skit anime, and there are a couple on this list. Spoiler alert, they're all ranked meh. So instead, I'm gonna make a skit anime tier list. This one is gonna be below Lucky Star, and that's because when I was watching Lucky Star, I felt like the anime would randomly pause. But while watching this anime, it felt like a child was next to me and just talking, and it wouldn't shut the fuck up. But you know what? It may not be this anime's fault because I was a bit worn down at the moment. I went from watching anime maybe once a month to running a marathon. So it was at this moment I had a thought. It has occurred to me that the way I am consuming all of this may not be the intended method. You didn't think of that before? No. Obviously not, but I can still enjoy the anime, and I ended up enjoying episode 12. It was a serious moment that ended me off on a good note. When these goofy anime have serious moments, it's kind of like a compensation for my efforts and my sorrows. Seeing this middle school genius who's grown up too soon getting to play for the first time in a while, great. Almost makes me forget. So I don't think you really understand the intricacies of this character. It's that he likes children. Openly. Speaking of liking children, cut that. Pack it up. Pack it the fuck up.
Court is now in session.
YuruYuri is an anime that was written and produced, and I watched it. Those are the facts of this court case. I will put all that on the record. It is a comedy school life girl love. Oh, the main setup for the story was the main character Yuri, who has no presence. And I think they did that just so they could not care about her and focus on what's important. Because from episode 2, actually from midway through episode 1, I already had a bad feeling about what this would be. It is all love, girl love. And that's okay, except they're middle schoolers. There's no plot to this anime. The writers wrote girl love on a board and then they just winged it from there. Your Honor, I held out hope. If I could make it through last night, I thought I could do this. I thought maybe there's a story. Maybe it's just a slow start. In fact, I refused to believe there wasn't a story. Surely this isn't all there is. It was. There has to be. The entire time. There has to be. All 138 minutes. There's 3 seasons. There has to be more to the middle school girl love. Your Honor, strike that sentence from the record. And just to be fair, there were a few moments where I was genuinely like, oh, this is cute. I think that the background circumstances of some of the characters was interesting. I like the story about the one girl who lives alone, and watching them just have fun in that apartment was kind of adorable and genuinely fun to watch. But it was just so desaturated by all the love, the girl love, and some of the worst fanfiction I have ever seen. Whoa, dude! Guys. What are we doing? Give me a break, please. Can I not be shown mercy for a moment? I'm actually skipping this one. I'm actually taking the executive decision on this one. That's like 3 in a fucking row. Please. It's so annoying. I just don't want to see it. And you may be thinking, as I was, who is this for? And I wish I could say I didn't know. Your Honor, the evidence. No. I rated it bad to meh. If it wasn't for a few moments that were just adorable, I would condemn this to the deepest pits of hell. I rest my case.
This session is adjourned.
I am watching this one next. I've decided that. I've heard of this anime before, and while watching it, I realized it's for good reason. This is the king of skit anime. What the fuck happened? I turned away for one moment. I ranked it at the top of the skit anime, and that's surprising because while watching it, I realized it's not only higher paced than the others, I just couldn't keep up. But when I was watching some of the slower moments, I was lost. This shit don't make sense at any point. This show is awesome. By the way, the intro, strong 7. But the bits per episode were insane. It's like they just asked a 7-year-old, hey, what do you want to see? And then let him talk for an hour and made a show out of it. And that kid grew up to be Germa. Fun fact. But seriously, during my viewing experience, I was reduced to an NPC just saying the line, what the hell was that? And then laughing. Oh, the main characters. Wow, I've never seen them before. Who the fuck are you? Okay, but generally halfway through, I started losing it a bit because I noticed a pattern of them not finishing jokes. It's one of those things where once you notice it, it's the only thing you can see, and you can only take so many half jokes before you're reduced to a comatose state. I mean, they were pulling out explosions and guns, but it felt like I was getting edged for entire episodes. I don't know. I still liked it, and I rated it.
It's not like I bought this drink.
Oh my god, is that a P90? Bunny Drop is about an elderly man leaving behind a child after dying. You're telling me that motherfucker right there, that guy was fucking. All right. I think I've probably said a lot of things that have made a lot of people upset by this point, but I think one thing we can all agree on is that this family is bad. But you see, here's the thing. What really pissed me off was watching this nice, calm, quiet child just existing and getting treated like dirt. They treated this girl like she had the plague, and it took this guy stepping up to keep this girl out of an orphanage. And then, in the next scene, I watched this little gremlin running around. To me, this seems like an easy trade-up. Wow, what an awful child. I hope she dies. That's all I'm hoping for, really, from this. To me, this was just a nice start to day 3. This series was chill, and watching these two together made me happy, but also anxious. I was stressing about their dynamic. I cared. If this guy was late to pick her up from the daycare, my blood pressure was spiking, and I was irritated. Unfortunately, opening rated 4, but the show rated good to great. It was fun, and it had its moments.
死ぬってどういう風?
What do you mean? You're 10! No time to waste. Next spin. This show is about a pedo guy who works in a dysfunctional restaurant with annoying people. I didn't like it. Nobody sees a problem with this, huh? No one? Just me? You see, this is the hitting man character. She hits men because she has a phobia. That's it. Every character just bounces off each other in the most annoying way possible. I hate the show. I rated this one just straight up bad. However, at the home stretch, in my grumpy mindset, watching episode 6 wasn't bad. Funnily enough, at the end, I realized that the whole episode, they weren't in the restaurant. So take that as you will. Okay, let's not waste any time. Aria, let's go. Aria is about a girl with her weird cat. The fuck is this thing? Who wants to be a prima undine? Why does it look like that? Which is just a gondola driver? Which one is its eyes? When was the last time you tried watching an old anime you've never seen before? Aria made me realize that anime was just different back in the day, the good old days. I felt like I was going through culture shock. They were dropping life lessons every other sentence, and I don't need them, so they were obviously for children. Unfortunately, the art and animation was also made for children. What's going on with the birds, huh? Did they forget to animate those? Or it's like they moved it away in Photoshop, what the hell? But at some point a switch flicked in my brain and I thought, it's not bad. I was intrigued. The story seemed to be a layer deeper than I thought. When they showed a graveyard that lined the cliffside, I started to realize that maybe this isn't all a nostalgia fest. It was just fun to watch. Why does it fucking look like that? It thinks everything's a game, man. I ended up enjoying it. Even the beach episode was chill. I rated it good.
Good start. Or whatever.
Come over here. Sit next to the totally real fire. Let's talk. This anime was chill. The whole concept, the whole thing, was literally just anime girls go camping. That's the entire show. But unlike Girl Love, you can actually make a show out of that concept. Who would have thought you can make a nice, wholesome show and it doesn't have to be weird? Yeah, this doesn't seem like a good idea.
Hey, kid, you want some?
Yeah, fucking right. And it mostly doesn't have to be weird. First off, let's get this out of the way. Opening 3.5, but the rest of the show was nice. It was comfy. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit tapped out at this point, but I think I held up pretty well. It's just too much. It's just too much anime, really. You know, like when you come down to it, it's just too much anime for one period of time. Yep, held out. Right, nothing else to say really. I rated it meh. Okay, time to spin again. When all hope was lost, on the last anime of the day, I hit the jackpot. This anime restarted my brain, gave me hope, my second win. My Dress Up Darling is my first perfect rating anime. Gold star, another gold star. Oh my god. And it was just about a guy making a cosplay dress for a girl. But it was peak. Me in the 7th grade watching One Piece. We just live in two different worlds, man. They just don't get me. He wants to be the king of the pirates. However, once again, I'm only watching halfway through the first season of all these anime. If shit gets bad or sad later, I have no idea. But I enjoyed it and I get to live in peaceful bliss. No, hold it in for years and then kill yourself at 40. But more importantly, I think I enjoyed this anime all because of one character. This character is too good for anime. She's simply too self-aware. Out of all the anime I've watched in my entire life, I don't think I've seen one character who's dismantled so many possibly annoying plot lines. She likes My Chemical Romance, and I like Naruto. You see, he wants to be the Hokage, so it felt weird because everything else about this anime was so typical. The main character, the ecchi shit, and even some of the plot lines they tried to set up. But she just broke apart any normal trope. This is the greatest anime I've ever watched. It actually got to the point where I was a bit paranoid. I've been trained by anime to expect bullshit. So every moment I was sitting, waiting for a twist or a misunderstanding, I was pointing fingers at characters. Who are you? Are you gonna disrupt the peace? Will this miscommunication span episodes? What's gonna happen? I knew something was gonna happen. I was so sure. But nothing did because she was just so reasonable and decisive at every point that it mattered. And then maybe some stuff past what I watched, some developments that happened. But I'll never know. I hate this anime. Day 4 is probably the most mentally straining day up to this point. I watched 3 anime, and 2 of them ended up being one of the best and one of the worst anime on this list. But what's worse, delusion was setting in. Turns out waking up, watching 11 hours of anime, then going to bed has negative effects. Who would have thought? Apparently, not me making this idea. Okay, and the next anime is whatever this one is. All right, it's day 3. Give it up for day 3? It's day 4. It's day 4. Give it up for day 4. The days were starting to blend together. I was dreaming about watching anime, and yet somehow, against all odds, my day got worse. Barakamon was my second anime rated just straight up bad. I think this is my personal hell. This show is literally just a Hallmark Channel original movie that my mom would watch. It's always some city person coming to a remote town and fighting themselves, but I would rather watch the entire Time for Somebody to Come Home Christmas cinematic universe. And I'm talking all of them. Time for them to come home for Christmas. Time for you to come home for Christmas. Time for him to come home for Christmas. Time for her to come home for Christmas. 3 Wise Men and a Baby. I would watch any of these and get the same experience. Probably better, because watching this anime was an agonizing experience. My God, this is such a stark difference from the last one. I can't stand this shit. And it really came down to once again having to watch the introductions of another horrifyingly annoying cast. And worst of all, this child. If I had to watch one more episode of this 9-year-old word vomit a life lesson, I think that'd be it for me. Who the fuck says that? Okay. But I did try to be fair. I tried to consider what would make me like this anime or save it. And maybe if I could have a single good character, or without the show being like, oh, look at this touching moment. Isn't it sweet and meaningful? First off, it's episode 2. You'd never catch me crying on episode 2. Second off, I hate this character. All these characters are so annoying. I don't want to watch this shit. I like how everyone's the worst character I've ever seen. I like how each character gets worse than the last. To be fair, once again, I did end up enjoying the last episode, and I assume it's because it was less focused on the main cast. And the opening, 5.5. I really hope I get something good. Okay, here we go. Okay. I don't know what this is. It doesn't look great. If I can be real, it just doesn't. Okay, so this random babysitting show, believe it or not, is not the other one I was talking about, but it was still pretty good with a 5.5 opening. It follows these two kids who were just made orphans. One is older and one's still a child. And after being adopted by whatever this is, the older kid now has to run a babysitting club. Now, I had a bit of a bad taste in my mouth from the last show, so I'd like a pass on anything that I may have said. Great, dude, all these children. I hate children. I'm now starting my children tier list. Okay, maybe not. The show itself, I mean, it was okay. These motherfuckers just be crying over anything. Damn, episode 1, huh? Shit, man, I want to cry already. What the fuck? No, it's great. Rated great. I promise I didn't cry anymore after episode 1, but it was exactly what I needed to restore my faith in slice of life, to learn that children aren't all bad, and to prepare me for the next show. See, a charming yelling child, bro. Like, that's what they don't have to be the worst. On God, they don't have to be the worst character ever. And that's why he'll be moving up the tier list. At this point, I had had enough. I've been through too many mood swings and unexpected hits, masterpieces, and some that would speedrun all 13 of my reasons why. I wasn't very hopeful for the future of this week, even after the last one was so good. So I decided, in a desperate attempt to prepare myself before watching the next anime, I would check the tags. Look at these tags. You see these? This looks like some good shit. And it was some good shit. My second perfect, and maybe my favorite anime this entire week. And for something made in 2005, it was way too good. This show is just about a guy who works as a Mushi-Shi, who goes around and deals with supernatural cases revolving around Mushi. Mushi are horrifying. I watched so many people die in so many horrific ways, and the worst part, the Mushi weren't even really trying to kill people. It was just a big whoopsie, a big misunderstanding. They're just a part of nature, just out here trying to survive, like you and me, but nature is horrifying. What the fuck is that? What? Genuinely watching the show was such a crazy trip because I genuinely had no idea what to expect. But after watching the first episode, I had no idea what to expect. In fact, after each episode, I just had no idea what I just watched. This show had me scrolling through paragraphs in the comments. I wanted to see what other people had to say about the meaning behind each episode. I don't think I felt like this about a show since maybe watching the Netflix show Love, Death, Robots. Each episode of both shows are short stories. Although in Mushi-Shi, they're tied together by the premise in the world, both shows give off the same melancholy comfort that I can't really explain. Opening rated 2. Okay, moving on. Day number 4. Spin the wheel. I wasn't even trying anymore. Truly, by day 5, I was just hoping not to get hit with any more garbage. I'm just sort of along for the ride, so I wasn't expecting the next anime. It caught me off guard. It wasn't another perfect, just weird. It felt like the creators were like, what can we combine to make an anime? I'm just kind of spitballing here, but what if we make something gay? Maybe like a sports anime? Gay sports anime. No, that's just haiku. What if we just start off with an anime girl? I have an idea. No, what if we made a skit anime? Okay, yeah, maybe like a slower paced one? Yes, sir, we can combine some horror too. Okay, not bad. It's a start, but it's missing something. You're not gonna believe what I'm about to say. I'm about to do something regrettable. I know. Completely disregard this entire bit. Let's combine anime girls and war. But make it kind of a vibe though. What? She has PTSD from war? Why? With an opening rated 6, Girls Last Tour had one idea. Cute anime girls go to war and war back. I lied, it had 2 ideas. And they made a good anime out of that. I don't know, when I started watching, I didn't expect it to be good. I just didn't expect it to cover somewhat deep topics and peer into the human psyche. Ooh, how are they gonna explain this? Alright. While it wasn't enough to completely pick me up from just pure exhaustion at this point, it definitely helped. Anime like this and Mushi remind me of how unique anime could be and how much you can do with just silly little cartoons. God is a woman. I think this show just did everything right for what it is. I rated it great. And although I'm not sure if they're kids, I'm gonna put them on the tier list. This one was crazy. Episode 1, pointing your gun at your only companion over a single ration bar is insane. Had me freaking out. So she's going down a bit. I hope you can understand. Please don't crash. Alright, I hope that I keep ending on a high note. That was really exciting. There's so few left, honestly. It's kind of crazy. I'm sure this is a controversial take. Opening is a 5.5, just saying, the drop saves it. But this anime can't be saved from the no plot allegations because this is just a straight up slice of life. Nothing more, nothing less. The setup of the show is a girl from Tokyo moves to the countryside. Does that remind you of anything else? Yeah, me neither. I feel like I actually entered hell. I actually don't know what to do. I'm actually starting to get anxious. I don't want to watch this. I actually think that the anime, that I won't say the name of, gave me PTSD. I don't know, I'm just kind of anxious to have to watch this. But you know what? This one actually had less plot. The other anime had story progression. I was stuck just watching 5 characters and forced to watch them do whatever. The writer's writing this. But I needed to give this anime a chance. Shows like this is the whole point of this idea. I needed to calm down, put aside my extreme desire to turn this off, and watch it for what it is. And you know what? That was the solution. I solved it. I enjoyed this anime. I think I may have actually flipped a switch in my brain after watching this. There doesn't have to be a plot. I can just sit down and watch it happen and enjoy it. It's almost like that's the genre. Maybe if I rewatch the other ones with this same mentality, no shot. Not even worth thinking about, really. Anime was good though. I rated it good. This child's definitely going high on the child tier list. So finally, something good. I'm tired of all this girl stuff. Too much girl. It's time for the... Another skit anime and the last skit anime. It was shorter than the others, but I ranked it the lowest on the tier list. This one felt weird to watch. It wasn't like funny. It felt like watching 15 mildly amusing TikToks where you let out a little exhale through your nose every now and then. The only saving grace of this anime was the dub. I'm putting this shit on dub. Wow, that is awful. I think I read in the comments that this was a fan dub, and that makes sense because it felt like a few people got together on a Saturday and knocked out the whole series in a day. I have to know. I'm sorry, I keep switching back. I have to know what that sounds like. Who the fuck are they? Who did you hire for this? Mildly amusing, slower paced, not bad, just not great. All right, here you go. Last one of the night. Oh, I've heard of this one. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. It's late, so I didn't expect to get hit with another banger. My 3rd perfect rating. This show about a dragon being a maid for a depressed woman, peak anime. How unlucky! In this show, the main character is a regular programmer. Depressed, lack a social life, and just sort of sad in general. But after a drunken night, she meets a dragon who becomes her maid and also loves her or something. I didn't really care about that. The point is, while I was watching this, after some of the most drawn out, boring stories I've watched, this one was like breathing out of your nose for the first time the right way. Did you know that your nostril actually goes straight back and not up? Try breathing like that. Right now. Try it. Refreshing, isn't it? Almost too much, really. That was this anime. There are at least 4 episodes per episode. I would watch and be like, that was great. Fantastic wrap up. Let's go next. I was only 1/3 into the episode. That plotline is over. What else could there be? And there was more, but I kind of got to the point where I was exhausted. It's kind of like I ate too much candy. No more candy, please. I'm full now. And it was already late, so I was out of it. But I could still enjoy how good it was. The characters were sick. When the emo dragon said that the nerd guy was one of the good ones, damn near cried. And this little kid goes pretty high on the tier list. I gotta stop saying that. What the fuck is going on? What? This is fucking sick. Whoops, opening 4.5 though. Don't be mad at me, I'm just a guy. Yeah, so I lied. I'm a liar. You should get that by this point. That last anime wasn't the last. I watched 9.5 hours of anime that day, but I still had some more in me after that perfect, so I decided one more couldn't hurt. Silver Spoon, a quick 115 minutes. Easy. Oh my fucking god, it is a farming anime. Mistake. Painful mistake, really. First off, opening rated 2, a foreshadowing of what was coming. This anime is literally just about a guy who goes to a farmer school. Except he's not a farmer, he's just a guy. And now he has to live the harsh reality of a farmer. And this anime is not for vegans. I realized that episode 1 when a person chopped off a chicken's head and showed me. Oh, what the fuck is that? Why does it look like that? After seeing some violence in my newfound mindset, I thought, let's give this anime a chance, give it a shot. I was thinking I learned the life lesson that not every anime has to have plot. And I needed to appreciate this anime for what it is. It was bad. Lord, give me a chance. It had plot, it was just boring. Not from me being tired, but just in general. I saw Murder episode 1, but I was beaten down into hysteria. I wasn't even watching the anime anymore. I was just sort of there. It wasn't awful, just wasn't anything. I rated it meh. Oh dude, Solo Leveling's out? Shit, I have to watch that. Ugh, I'm sorry. Day 6 was a bit weird. I watched 2 anime and it added up to about 9 hours. I front loaded this challenge just so I could have it easier the last 2 days because I knew I was going to be mentally checked out, which I was. What even is it? What day even is it, man? But this first anime Clannad changed everything. I'm a changed man. With an opening rated 5 and this anime looking how it does, I didn't expect much. Oh, no, this looks good for 4.5 hours. And I was kind of right. It's just an anime about a guy in school going around and being in every girl's business, damn near harassing them. He meets this one girl and they decide to form a theater club, but it's mostly harassment. And this is the most anime of its time. I was stun-locked with tropes and bad dialogue all around for the first 5 episodes. I was at the point where I was genuinely thinking about just lying, saying that I watched it and reading the spark notes like I was in high school. I was in a bad place with a few decent moments scattered around. What the fuck was that? Why did he fall to his knees? I can't do it. You didn't have to do it. You could have just told her. Is she gonna... What's going on? But things changed. But for once, I'm not gonna spoil because if you're a shonen addict like me, go watch this. Here's an episode timeline. Episode 5 hits and the plotline picks up. I wasn't excited, just intrigued. Episode 6, forgot about the club, but I'm locked in. I care. Skipping to episode 8, I'm weakened. Ugh. The plot's getting emotional. They've whittled me down, prepping me, ripening me up. Episode 9. What happened? I thought it was boring. I was talking so much shit. I folded, crumbled to the ground with feelings, and I still had more to watch. Why are there 4 more? I don't want to watch 4 more. I thought, what else could possibly be left in those 4 episodes? In fact, the whole series. You've done it. Job's done. I cried. And they did it again. In fact, this is the only anime on this entire list where I went 1 episode over in order to see what happened. Ah! Leave me alone! No tears, but it was great. I don't think I've seen such an extreme high and low anime in my life. During the second build-up, I was questioning if I had hallucinated the past episodes because this could not be the same story. Before everything, I was on the verge of condemning this anime to bad and moving on. But the hits, the highs go crazy. This is the greatest anime of all time. But I'm rating it great. The lows were just too bad. I'm sorry. I know I cried, whatever. I get a TikTok that makes me cry at least once a week. It was still great though. Congratulations. March Comes a Lion is about a hopeless soju player. His life is awful, nothing matters, it's all despair.
Hey! It's Ray! He's here! Ice cream! Not you too, Hina!
What happened? The mood switch in episode 1 and the rest of the series goes crazy. I'm sorry, his face. I have no idea how to play soju. Why are their mouths drawn like that? I don't like it. And I know how to play chess. I just don't know how to play this game. Stop making that fucking face, man. Pissing me off. I mean, I'm sure it's not that hard to learn. I could probably be like Grandmaster in like a couple months if I put in the effort. I'm sorry. I hate the sister plot. I hate it. There's a whole clip of me going on a rant. I'm not gonna put it in here. Just know I didn't like her, and I didn't like what she did to the plot. It's just so forced. I just don't like it. He's a lion. His survival means others to suffer. What? He will eat his own kind. Just like a lion. He shows no emotion, just like a lion. Now I get what the title really means. Overall, it was fantastic when it was just slice of life. I knew the other parts were somewhat necessary, but things like the sister were just so annoying to watch. Let's go, finally. The best characters are back, thank God. Save this anime, please. I rated it good to great, depending on which sisters are on screen, and those were the only 2 anime I watched that day. Weird day. Let's go. Jesus, dude. Guys, what are we okay? It's the last day. First anime of the day. Sets the mood for the entire day. With an opening rated 6, KO on is rated good. It's good. Yay! But, okay, so a couple things. It's about 4 girls who start a band club. It's a pretty simple concept. It was cute. I wasn't stressed. I learned my lesson. Less focus on plot, more focus on vibe. The band club didn't exist. In fact, most of the episodes I watched were built on perpetual lies. Lies that I unintentionally based my happiness on. I trusted this anime, and it broke my heart.
I want you to spend the money that you earned on yourselves.
Are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid? That's the whole fucking point. The whole point is that see, this anime is a series of layered illusions of a plot that left me, admittedly, not happy. I'd argue that I was a little bit mad.
You're the company president's daughter.
Wait a second. What are you doing? What are we doing? What's the fucking point?
$500.
$2,000 to $500? Nothing fucking mattered. We spent days working. Days! It's not that there wasn't a plot, it's just that nothing mattered. But it made me think that something mattered, so when it was revealed that nothing was real, I just checked out.
Who's your advisor? Advisor?
You guys have done nothing! This club isn't real! It's never been real! I lied, I didn't check out. I was still a bit upset, but it turned around near the end and it earned its rating. First anime was a bit of turmoil, but it still wasn't a bad start. Okay, of the last 3, next is Horimiya. Who the fuck is that guy? Horimiya got a gold star, winning my 4th perfect rating. Watching this anime gave me the same vibe as Dress Up Darling. It felt like watching someone who took everything wrong with anime and just made something good. You hate that guy? He's getting headbutt now. Everything's perfect.
Kyosuke.
Bro started mewing. When I first started this challenge, I wasn't a huge romance guy, but things changed. Ironically enough, it was so cliche. Shy guy with a cool side and hot, and piercings and hot. Look at his eyes. Sorry, and also there's a girl who's cool too, I guess. They both have 2 sides to themselves and they learn about each other's cool sides. Once again, you'd be surprised to know I wasn't too hopeful. That is, until I was introduced to the most reasonable cast of characters in anime history. It felt like I was watching real life. Yeah, people have feelings and complications, but see, it can be reasonable and still have a good story. Watching this main guy's internal struggles and watching Soju guy's external and forced dumbass sister shove struggles down his throat were like night and day. I was happy when the group moved their chairs around him during the group project. I was happy when she claimed that he's mine in front of the other girl, who also, side note, I just personally felt in the moment she should get the death penalty. Just like my personal feelings. My heart just skipped a fucking beat. Oh my god, I'm about to cry. I was just having fun watching anime. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it's so easy, especially when your main character doesn't lose a fight. This guy was 3-0. He just didn't lose. Stop! Anyways, top tier for sure. Okay, it's a 50-50 chance. The second to last anime is... Okay, well, it's pretty obvious which one it's gonna be. It's Spy Family. Okay. Listen, I know you'll hate me for this. Opening 7, I don't care, leave me alone. I'm actually burning the candle right now. I was burning the candle, I'm not gonna lie. I think I could have enjoyed Spy Family more if I wasn't so dead. I mean, come on, a story about a spy who needs a family for a mission, who marries an assassin and adopts a girl who's psychic? She reads minds? That doesn't fucking make sense. That doesn't make any sense. Why is that part of the plot? I'm gonna be straight up. Fantastic show. I rated it great. But as I was watching, it felt like something was missing. Like I should have enjoyed it more. Moments in episodes like episode 4 had me hyped and the rescue mission was sick to watch. It just felt weird. Let's fucking go! I'm too itchy with excitement off that. It could be because I was at the tail end of a 70-hour anime binge. That could be why. We'll think on that. Wow, shocker. Oh, that looks like Komi. I wonder if she can communicate. This show is about a girl who wants to make friends. Well, she didn't communicate there, but I'm sure she'll communicate sometime in this anime. But there's one problem. Oh, Komi. I wonder if she'll communicate. Holy shit, she can't talk. And I couldn't read this fucking text. It was fine in the beginning, but it appears at some point they stopped translating, which for a show where your main character can't talk is a problem. This is a bonus, dude. The thing is off. Put the fucking text on the screen. I can't read this. I think I saw something about Netflix and this being a fan dub, but it was fine. The show was still rated great with an opening rated 6. It was just fun to watch, and despite the fact I was brain dead, I thought it was a fun ending series. God, why did she fucking lock in every once in a while?
僕、古見さんに迷惑かけられましたっけ?
See, like, what was that? Imagine if I got one of the bad shows as the last one, I actually may have lost it. I'm sorry. Holy shit, I'm done. I can finally say that I've experienced slice of life anime to a certain extent. Kinda. May not watch it in my free time, but they're still pretty good. Why don't you just drop a series in the comments and maybe I'll do this again. Unfortunately, I guess you could say there really was a big slice of my life wasted. Bye!